Are you thinking about adding a paint sprayer to your DIY arsenal? Well, stick around because in this two-part series we're going to look at pros and cons of the three basic spray technologies and do an in-depth test report on one of the more popular consumer-grade handheld airless sprayers. All this and more right now here on Shop Tales and Lore. Paint sprayers can be great time savers, but it's often hard to find clear answers about which type of sprayer is best suited for a given purpose. While there may be some overlap and hybrid variants do exist, most sprayers tend to fall solidly into one of three categories: compressed air systems, airless systems, or HVLP, which stands for high volume, low pressure. Compressed air systems, when configured for spray finishing, are bulky and complex, are typically not portable, and involve special problems related to managing the air supply, such as particulate filtration and moisture control. The moisture is in the form of condensate that results from high temperatures caused by the process of compressing the air molecules. Extreme ambient air temperatures or humidity make things even worse, often requiring desiccant filters or even refrigerated air dryers to make the air supply usable for spraying finishes. Also, as seen here, the relatively high air pressure used in this process produces a lot of overspray, which is best captured in a dedicated spray booth with proper ventilation. It's mainly for this reason that compressed air sprayers are generally seen only in professional shops and are usually not the best fit for the home craftsman. HVLP sprayers are a great as well as practical choice for cabinet and furniture grade finishes, a category commonly known as fine finishing. As suggested by the name, high volume, low pressure, these systems operate on a significant amount of relatively low-pressure air, as much as 30 cubic feet per minute, with air pressures usually somewhere between 5 and 10 psi. It's this gentle airflow that produces spectacular results with lacquers, shellac, and some oil-based finishes, but HVLP lacks the air pressure needed to apply heavy-bodied products like latex or urethane paints. Also, most HVLP units rely on a multi-stage turbine to generate the big volume of air required, and, like any blower motor, these can be quite noisy, to the point that some may require ear protection. Here's a sample. Another potential drawback is that HVLP systems can be costly, with the better brands falling somewhere in the $1,000 to $2,000 price range. We paid roughly $700 for this Fuji 4-stage turbine about 15 years ago, but even with regular commercial use, in all that time it has never missed a beat. As with most things, we get what we pay for, but homeowner-grade HVLP systems are out there and may be perfectly adequate for occasional use. If you plan to spray mostly painted projects and/or large surfaces such as walls, siding, fences, or decks, an airless system may be a good choice. Instead of relying on an external air source to transfer the finish to the work surface, airless sprayers pump the fluid itself to the spray gun, developing high pressure at the tip orifice that makes it possible to achieve fine atomization of even the thickest paints. House painters have relied on powerful airless pumps for decades, but more recently, specialized guns and tips have been developed that allow airless technology, at least to some extent, to cross over into the fine finishing category. Other developments in more recent years have given us a wide variety of self-contained, handheld sprayers that bring true portability and more flexibility to the airless concept. Since conventional, full-sized airless systems take a good deal of time to set up and clean thoroughly, We started wondering whether one of these small handheld units would help us here in the shop to more quickly and easily do touch-ups, very small production batches, stray parts that get overlooked, that sort of thing. We also realized that if we selected a model that is both practical and meets the needs of the average homeowner, we could put it through its paces and produce an in-depth test report that would be useful to our viewers. So we decided to first experiment with a consumer-grade model before considering a more robust one. After kicking the idea around in the shop, we developed a few basic but we think important criteria. 1. The sprayer must be from a major airless manufacturer and thus widely available with adequate warranty and parts support. 2. It should be reasonably priced, well within the reach of the average home shop enthusiast. 3. The controls should be intuitive or at least uncomplicated. 4. It should be a corded model, making it unnecessary to buy and maintain a single-purpose battery platform. And 5. It should develop enough pressure to satisfactorily spray heavier-bodied materials like house paints without thinning. In part 2 of this series, we'll reveal which sprayer we thought best fit these criteria, give it a thorough test drive, and go over our impressions in sufficient detail to hopefully help you choose the sprayer that will best fit your needs. Thanks for watching.